Right. In theory, let me just double check. Yeah, that should be okay. Right, hello. How you doing? How's things? Um, we good? We live? Awesome. Hello, Gavin. How you doing, man? No worries, Daxi. I mean, obviously you said you can't be here, but no worries. I'm glad you're good. Nice. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Got any expectations of what Santa might bring you? Let me start the chat box out as well while I am here. Refresh cache the current page. Let's go. Nope. I need some more chat, people. Hello. Come on. No, I just need uh OBS to work. There we go. Sorted it. Um Hey Chris, how you doing? Hello David. How you doing? How's things? I like that it's chosen a dark green today. For the names. That's really not very easy to see. Hey, what can you do? Um, so today's stream is going to be slightly different than usual for the however many people are here. My stream deck says 0, so that's that's great. YouTube says 6, so hello. I'm good. No content this week. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Um, but yeah, this stream will be slightly different in that instead. Wow, thank you, Stream Elements. You're so on point. I've been streaming for 2 full minutes. Um, I'm going. Says the guy in his glasses. Oh, I need more than glasses, mate. I'm going to be replacing the battery in this iPhone 5. So yeah. Um, damn, son. Uh, you took the whole like break a leg, you know, do well, break a leg, a bit too far. um, how are your legs? Um, but yeah. Either way, I'm gonna start taking this apart. I've actually replaced the battery in this already. The replacement battery that is in this is an iFixit battery. This is not like sponsored or anything. Um, I well, the owner of this phone paid for this, but it broke. It full on died. iPhone 5 that belongs in the recycling bin. Kinda. But the thing is that I replaced the battery in this. Wow, that was a weird shake. I think the battery is actually loose inside. And the battery that's in this currently full on died. So iFixit sent a new one, like warranty replacement. So I will be replacing the replacement, and see how that goes. Yeah, it is an iPhone 5, yes, with a slight crack in the screen and a slight bulge in the casing. Um, which I will actually attempt to fix at some point today. But first, I need the bit driver, which I realize that you can't, because of the camera angle, you guys can't see basically anything. Hello, Mr. Fat Scotsman. How you doing? Is your name Dave? Because I keep wanting to call you Dave because you were Disco Dave, I think. Are you Disco Dave on the Discord? Because that rhymes too. But yeah, is that your name? I don't. I always feel really apprehensive saying it because I don't want to be wrong. So feel free to let me know. Um, hello Spencer, how you doing, man? Um, yeah, these are absolutely tiny. My real name is Neil. Awesome. I will attempt to remember that. I remember most people's names, so hopefully I remember yours. I'll do my best. Fearing my Cisco exam next week. Nice. For those of you who don't know, I've just taken out the 2 small screws in the bottom and I'm now suction cupping both sides. No probs, Bob. um, Sent you a friend request on Discord. Fair play. I can't say that I check Discord a lot, but I don't like pay attention that much, as I'm sure the people on the Discord know far too well. But yeah, here's to pulling apart an iPhone. Damn it, the suction cup pulled off. Uh, let's try this again. Custom loop on a 3600 worth it? I would say no. Um, like, I suppose ask yourself, would you custom loop an i5? Like a standard, or like a, actually not even a K i5, I suppose. Um, oh, come on. They both fell off. Oh, come on. Stick. So I'm going to side cutter that one. Even in a small form factor, honestly, probably unless you're gonna be is Andy gonna break it? Yes or no? Well, I've done this twice, so I hope not. But yeah, would you be water cooling the graphic card as well? Need a hairdryer in the suction. That could work, but it has worked just um going in dry before, so we'll see how this goes. I'll try again. Weird cracking on the screen. Um, yeah, I didn't even need suction cups on my dad's phone. I don't like you technically don't either. It just makes it easier. It's one of those little plectrums. Yeah, on the 1080 Ti, cheaper option would be going dual H55s. That would be a cheaper option. The only thing that I would worry about that would be, I suppose, what sort of radiator config would you have if you went custom, right? Oh, oh, the suction cup fell off. Before I, it's just a plectrum sticking out of an iPhone. Before I go any further and we get the like not like the later subscribe people, I'll give you early viewers a secret, and it's not really a secret. I bought one of these. I bought it secondhand off of a good friend. Well, it's technically not secondhand because it was brand new and she didn't open it. But yeah, so I have one of these now, which is why you see. Actually, you probably can't tell, but that is a Gen 2 um, lighthouse as well as the one that's over there. They make a horrific whining noise. So they're actually turned off until I turn the headset on. The really cool thing that when I saw this, I loved it. There's a port in here with a USB port that you can see there for just future stuff. Like it's not currently useful for anything, but it's there for when it's needed. So yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, I I got a good deal. Let's say, and where's the other one? The new hand controllers. That like actually stick like on your hands, so you don't have to hold them, and you can like grab stuff. And these are touch sensitive as well, so as you wrap your hand around it, it senses that you've wrapped your hand around it. It's really very cool. Knuckle controller, that's the one. Yeah, I was doing throwing grenades in Pavlov, and it felt very weird to be letting go of my controller and it to not fly out of my hands. So yeah, weird. Definitely takes some getting used to as well. Right, what was it doing? Oh, taking about an iPhone. Right. Is VR thing right? Is VR the right thing for a guy who can barely walk? No, but I'm doing it anyway. um, it's a good like excuse for exercise, I suppose. Sometimes. Um, I get motion sickness in VR. He's not in the chat that I've seen, but there's a guy called Root X who's a good friend, and he's been over many a time and played VR. He doesn't get motion sickness in VR when it's Beat Saber or what's that called, Super Hot VR, because in those games you're either staying still or you're moving, but you're moving with a touch of a button, and then the screen goes blank, it moves you, and then you're in a new place. Whereas in something like Pavlov, you're actually like walking around while not walking around. So that gives him motion sickness, although saying that, he gets motion sick at basically anything. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, yes, Well, he's actually, I think he's a mod in the Discord. I don't know why. um, yeah. How's the Zen connection holding up? Still good? Yes. I haven't really had any problems. I want to say, it might have actually been just power cuts, to be honest, more than anything. Oh, I do have a weird issue. I use a VPN basically 24/7, but my VPN has started blocking port 25, like SMTP traffic, um, unless I have an allowed, unless I email them and say allow this traffic through, please, for a given domain. And basically, I have a problem where I can't send emails when connected to the VPN through like Outlook, Hotmail kind of emails. But the inverse is true. I have to turn the VPN on to be able to send any emails with my own custom domain ones through Namecheap, um, which is very, very weird. I assume you guys aren't blocking it, but yeah, any ideas there? Um, I should have used the one for skiing, but the damn rock was in my way. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Also, hello Harriet. Sorry, I didn't say. I'm customizing an Xbox One controller while watching this. Nice one. It would just be a standard 240 and a D5 pump. Right. So, I mean, I think I'm not sure, but it might be more efficient and obviously cheaper to go with the H55s. I'm not sure. Um, PIA is the one I use currently. Um, I do like the way I can play old games in VR with some emulators, though. The robot game looks cool. Is it a full game or short experience? That he was thinking PSX emulator for Android that does it well. Nice. And Mac, um, maybe another time. Hello, Dan. We were just talking about you and your amazing motion sickness, specifically for VR, which, like I was previously showing off, and it's just very weird that you put a controller on your hand and then you can like start throwing stuff. Chris H, hey dude, the loop went well, not sure of the temps. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. Did you leak test it fully? Because I know that when I've done water cooling in the past, I didn't. I just, I just didn't. I think I leak tested it enough for like 5 minutes basically, and then went, yeah, that's fine. Um, with that said though, the compression fittings specifically, as opposed to barb fittings, and especially for hard tubing, they're insane for how much sort of protection you get. I think there's three O-rings in those, or at least two. Um, well, there's three in total. There's one on the exterior, one on the interior, and then another one in the cap. So yeah, crazy. I've never properly leak tested. Yeah, me neither. Also, for context, I'm the reason that the stream is called iPhone battery replacement is because I'm replacing the battery. For those who are new to this stream anyway, I'm currently attempting to get it open without breaking it to a million pieces. Which is, well, let's just say I haven't made any progress in the last like 10 minutes. Suppose I've not been paying attention. I've been answering questions, which probably explains it. Right, there we go. That's better than it was a minute ago. Where's another pick? All of my PCs are hardlines. Nice. How many water cooling builds have I done? One, two. Both of the two that I've done were hardlines because I just really like the look. I really like the aesthetic. It is a very pretty look, and I much prefer it personally to what do you call it? Soft tubing generally. See, can I get one to stick on the back here? I doubt it. Soft tubing is for the weak. Nice. Cool. That's just not sticking at all. God damn it. Try one of these. Idle temps of 40 degrees. That's nice. So 40 degrees idle, but 5 gigahertz overclock sounds good. Yeah, that sounds about right. What is it you're doing with that iPhone? I'm replacing the battery. I've previously replaced the battery in it, but it has since gone and died. Like fully, I took the phone apart a couple of days ago and measured the voltage and the battery management. The battery protection circuitry, the BMS, has fully cut the battery from the outside world kind of thing, so it's displaying 0 volts across it. So that's a fault. I emailed iFixit. Again, this isn't sponsored or anything. The owner of the phone paid full price for the kit initially, and since then, obviously the battery's died. I emailed iFixit, and they said, sounds like your battery's broken. What's your address? We're sending you a new one. So yeah, that's like, it's been over a year, which is pretty sweet. That they would just up and replace it. So yeah, thumbs up there. iFixit. Again, not sponsored. I like the company though. As you can see here, I have the Protect Toolkit thing. Although that too was a gift, and not from iFixit. Come on, come out, please. There we go. There's one side. The I don't know if you can see this. The glass on the top is coming away from the screen. It's just the protection bit, but it's also quite annoying. That's strange. There's that. I just crack it open. I hope not. Don't have done it before anyway. There's one. Oh, it's kind of like, that's unusual. I think the side retaining piece on the far side, I think, is fully separated. You can see there's a sort of crack at the back there, like here. Whereas this side, you can see all the bracketry coming up with it. Did he show it working before opening? No, the point is that it was broken before I opened it. Well, it was broken before I started the stream. What's the max overclocks on a Ryzen 3600? Does it follow the same logic of cooler boosts, longer, and that's it? Yeah, pretty much. The only real exception is it will depend on the sort of effectively silicon lottery of how well the chip you buy happens to perform. That's not going to work, is it? That's a great overclock, Chris C anyway, for a Ryzen chip, yeah. Dope. I dislike my work iPhone big time. I mean, I dislike them too, but this has some treasured memory photos on here, so I want to at least get it working again, even if it only works for the like half an hour that it takes me to get all the photos off. It just needs to work for that long. And fair, yeah. Yeah. So it can't get worse. Well, the only thing is that I could ruin the memory chip. The flash, the NAND flash. Um, Fair. Hello, GamerCore. How you doing? Um, uh, that kind of sounds interesting, but yeah. Uh, that sounds that sounds sketchy. I wouldn't bother with trying to open any smartphones nowadays. They're pretty much disposable at this point, thanks to Apple. Uh, while I kind of agree, my OnePlus 3T, which is just hidden under this mouse, my old 3T, I've opened it 3 or 4 times. The first and second times were to replace the USB-C charging cable, because it gets clogged up with dust really easily and then stops letting you put the connector in. And no matter how well you clean it, it doesn't seem to clean it very well. So uh, I've opened that a few times, and then also I've swapped the battery out technically twice. Um, so yeah, no backups, not of the most recent stuff that's on there. Um, it is a uh, older generation's phone that um, does not the operator is not the most tech savvy, which is perfectly fine. It just means that there's also not any backups of the very recent stuff that's on there, which is what I'm trying to then. Oh, please no. um, so yeah. I, Maybe I shouldn't say that. What 32 gig kit, I assume, of RAM you recommend? One I found for £180 a time is not the best. Realistically, it's anything. So you're on a Ryzen 3700X, but you're on Ryzen, aren't you? So you're looking for 3600 megahertz. The lowest timings you can get. I think with 3600 megahertz, you're probably looking for a reasonable. Oh, 3900X. You're probably looking at CL16 being a kind of sweet spot there. If you can get lower, yes. If not, yeah, that's where I would sit with that. But obviously, if you can only get say 3200 megahertz CL16 or whatever at that capacity, that's also fine. My 16 gig kit is CL16, but 32 gig kit is like £100 more. You could also try effectively overclocking them, like buying a CL18 kit and then timing them lower, which is certainly an option if you're comfortable doing that, and I suppose understand that you might not get those timings. Um, so the problem I'm running into is that the display is cracked at the side, and the hardware holding it in is currently stuck. I think. Although that seems like a really stupid decision to. Oh, it's because the backlight's fallen away from the thing. Oh, okay, that's weird. Um, I can solve that with force.
Oh, it's not the backlight, it's just the shielding panel. But the shielding panel is what all the mounting is mounted to, and there we go. I understood the problem, and then I fixed it. Woo! Right.
Sorted. Can I post the link to the kit I was thinking? You can. I don't know if YouTube will auto delete it, but
If Chris C is still here, he can allow it. There we go.
right, we have the inside of an iPhone.
One of the screws is missing. How? Is it in here? Oh, the battery's loose. Nice. That's a good sign. I'm not seeing any screws falling out, which is pretty confusing. Because all the screws were in it when I closed it last time. Alright. Good to know. But everything is falling out of this thing. Maybe you were right, Mac. Maybe you were right.
I've seen cover plates held in with tape. Yeesh. That's not great. I must say I like the look of this Gigabyte X570 ITX. It even has a backplate. That's pretty cool. Is it a how much is it? Is it the one that they launched with X570? Perhaps the whole thing is screwed. It's possible, Matt. But hopefully not so screwed that we can't at least fix it one last time.
Absolutely tiny screwdriver.
200.
Yeah, that sounds about right for, well, for an X570 motherboard, basically. I don't think I've seen any of them that are much cheap. Oh, I found the screw. Found the missing screw anyway. See if I can reattach this with a different screw. That might be better.
Right. Cost of wanting a USB-C port. Oh, fair play. Probably near the speaker magnet.
I think it was the haptic engine, actually. Or, no, it might be the speaker magnet, actually. Although it is a very big... in fact, I can show you.
It was stuck to that massive magnet there, which is right next to the speaker, so you could be right, but I also think it could be the haptic engine, although I'm not sure. Finally enjoying Star Citizen. Nice one. Oh, Mr. Starman, I have this now. And I know that it's not an Oculus in either the Quest or the Rift S or whatever else, but it's a new headset. So I'll be checking that out in a video at some point, but it'll probably be mid-January now. Yeah. Let's just say I'm a little backlogged with stuff.
Right, let's get this little cover. Oh, come on. Cover off. There we go. And then we can take the battery connector off. We can take that battery connector. Come on. Get off. There we go. Sorted it.
Right, new battery. Would you recommend a 1070 Ti at £250? I want to say yes. I think that's a pretty good deal. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's a good deal. But it's been a long time since I've been shopping for graphics cards. No? Okay. Where did you get your water bottle from? It was a press one from Seagate. They do sell a lot of generic ones like these, just without a Seagate logo on them. There we go. Yeah. Spencer says no. I assume to the 1070 Ti at £250. Is it new at the 1070 Ti new? And I can now use the Oculus Link to connect my Quest to a PC and run everything the bigger boys can. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool indeed. And Lucas says, what's the most RAM you can get in a single stick, like 16 gigs? So it depends on the motherboards and CPUs that you're using. But yeah, it will depend. Ryzen, what do you mean haven't linked your stream to your Discord? Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head what something like Ryzen's maximum memory capacity like per module is. I get the feeling that it's 16 gigs per module, but I could be wrong. I can get a 1080 on 200. I can get a 1080 for £200, 270 on eBay, for example, and that would be used, right? Cool. Oh, I should get some double-sided tape. Actually, I think I've got spare next door. Hard to find any new. That's understandable. Is there a cheaper alternative to the Spider X? Does that seem quite expensive? So actually, the Spider X is one of the cheapest. You can get a used Spider 5. I think you can find them on eBay, especially now that the Spider X exists. But yeah, the that is one of the, if not the cheapest solution. There are other ones like Display Pro i1, or the i1 Display Pro or whatever it is. But that's £178 on Amazon right now. So yeah. When you go live, it'll update your Discord status and people can press your name to view your stream. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know you could do that. I have a custom status set and I tend to not have what I'm doing or what I'm playing on Discord. But yeah, I'll have a look. Is a 5700 faster than a 1070 Ti? What was it doing? Right, I was going to. Right. Yeah. So, oh, in terms of content, by the way, there will be a stream next week, but then there won't be the one. There won't be one. Ah, there we go. Um, there won't be one next the week after what would that be, Boxing Day evening. There won't be one then, just because timing is not ideal there. Um, and I'm also taking, in terms of content, there'll be a Christmas update on the Monday, but there will be no new videos on Christmas Day or the Friday, and then Tech of the Year will follow on Monday, and then the new year will start with lots of new content. So that's an update for your regulars. Yeah, that's that. Right. Oh, I should get some actual scissors. Yes, Chris. No Boxing Day stream, I'm afraid. I'm sure that if you're, sitting at, your family's house at Christmas and you really want some Tech Team GB content, you can check out the 150 odd videos that came out this year from me that you haven't, seen, or the, well, I don't know, 850 other videos that are on the channel. So yeah, you can check those out. CAS 18, is that good for a 36 megahertz kit? Yeah, I think so. I mean, like Spencer said, you can always go with something like CAS 18 and then um, try and overclock it once you get it, kind of thing. This is Sellotape brand double-sided tape, if you believe it or not. Yeah, I'm just doing a couple of strips to help adhere the battery. Which probably about that long. Sure, why not? Andy, you're turning into Apple. No, it just literally was sliding around inside the phone, so I'm putting some tape in. It was a necessary evil, I'm afraid. It should be easy enough to remove later. Crap, which one? Okay, that's got to be the old one, right? Right, let's put the battery in. It's tiny. Like the space that they've left is probably 10% bigger. Like this is 10% smaller than the space that's in here. Is what I was trying to say there. Da-da-da. Right. I've finished my controller. I'll send before and after pics to you. Nice one. Be interested to see what you've done. They use glue, you're off the hook. Thanks. Right, I'm gonna stick the battery connector in and hope it doesn't, explode or whatever. Ideally, it would actually work and power on or something. Well, not power on immediately, obviously. Right, battery is in. Now to put the little protective cover on. Ah, a wild Apple fanboy has entered the chat. Oh. Eh. I think I've found a use for your case, Andy. Is it using it as a bookshelf?
But these are absolutely tiny little screws. Like,
it will not focus on it. Tiny.
right, there we go. Battery connector is in. Battery is in. Now, what was the thing? Charge it to 100%, then keep charging it for 2 hours, then use it until it's dead. Alright. Sounds good. Right, that's the new battery in. The little protective cover on the connector is back on. So it can now go back together. Honestly, it would be astute of me not to check. Hey! Well, that's good. There's some nice yellowing on the edges. There you go, you can see that now. God, I'm shaky. I'm hoping that it boots up fully, and then I can just copy all the stuff off it immediately, and then we don't have to worry about it at all. It's also taking absolutely ages. Is this normal? Like, everyone who owns an iPhone, how long does it take to boot? Especially an iPhone of this age. Hey! There we go. It's on, it's working. I actually don't know the password. I'm gonna have to check check with the phone's owner. But yeah, it works. It's on. That's more than I was hoping for. Yeah, it's an old one. Isn't it inverted? No. Close putting on a shelf in my living room and having a blinking Iron Man core inside it. Nice. That's interesting. Yeah, the old ones took a while. Fair. Is your new one, is the like 10 any better? I'm no fanboy. I'm very critical of Apple sometimes. Sure. Speaking of Apple and thingy, it's I'm gonna be doing more on the Hackintosh. I want to do third gen Ryzen, and I want to do Nvidia graphics cards as well, and see if we can get those working, because those are kind of the two hottest topics at the moment, for those, for the Hackintosh stuff in general. Ryzen, the subscribers, if is so there's followers. So Luis, first of all, thank you for following, and it comes up over here, doesn't it? But secondly, if it says subscribed, that's most likely on YouTube. Do a Hackintosh Final Cut video. I'd have to have Final Cut, and also I really wouldn't really know what to do. But yes, eventually I will. We can arrange that. I suppose you can, yeah. Right, let's put the last two screws in, and then we are good to go. We can get Final Cut. I like how you both had the same idea, because I know what the idea is. It's called being very naughty boys.
What gaming chair is cheapest but the best quality? X Force, GT Force, Noble Chairs, and Secret Lab. In my experience, it is probably Nitro Concepts because that's a Noble Chairs sub brand almost. They use basically the same stuff. I mean, let's face it, the all of the like base, tilt mech, all that sort of stuff, all of that standard across basically every gaming chair. And honestly, they're all prone to failure. I had a Noble chair break couple weeks ago. It actually like exploded on me, and I like ruined myself. But again, that was a tilt mech, and my old DX Racer. I made a video on it, but the DX Racer's tilt mech broke as well. Just because they use plastic stuff, they use actually with the Noble chairs, it's kind of weird. It was there's only two bolts that hold the tilting mechanism together, and both of those bolts sheared. The chair you make yourself. Yeah. Oh god, why do I even try? Oh Christ. Have you seen the Amazon Basics gaming chair? I think I've seen it. It looks a bit meh. Um, yeah, I'm sure that Steve from Noble Chairs would be more than happy to chainsaw it in half. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. Comes with 2 new screws that I didn't use. Keep those handy though. Nice one, Gavin. Nice one. How many fans can you run off a header safely? Honestly, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've ever had to use fan splitters, but generally speaking, I've only ever seen 2 or maybe 3 at most. The controllers that are connected to those headers generally aren't rated for all that much per channel, if I remember rightly. But you might actually have a pretty hard time finding that out. Because I suppose you could ask the motherboard vendors, but if you ask their social media won't know. If you get, create like a support ticket for it, they probably won't know either. Because most of the first line support people are kind of only there to either tell you to go away or to turn it off and turn it back on again. So yeah. Andy, can you do a video on the new Radeon software update? Complete rehaul. I was actually meant to go to a dinner about that, but I was, where was I? I was away somewhere, so I couldn't make it. But I can certainly think about it. It's going to be a while now before I can get a video up in terms of like timing. So it might not be necessarily worth it. I'll certainly have a look, have a think about it. Yeah. Come on. I think the other thing with doing a video on the Radeon drivers, I don't have any new AMD cards. In fact, I don't even think I have a Vega card. I think the newest card I have is an RX 580 right now. So for me to do a video on that would be kind of weird because I don't have a 5700 XT. I don't have the new 5500 XT that launched today. Yeah, it does. Like I could do a video with those cards, but it'd be kind of weird, and I wouldn't be able to use like half of the new features with it, I think. I've had Vegas. I've also had the RX 55, 5700 and 5700 XTs in, but I don't own any, or I don't have any right now. So yeah. I do have a Fury, but that's even older. So yeah. ah, ah, ah. Um, my keyboard just turned off. Does my mouse still work? No, that mouse is turned off. Okay. That's great. What? Oh, there we go. That fixed it. Um, this Gigabyte X570 ITX only has 2 fan headers. That is a problem. You could try. So the main problem with running lots of fans off of one fan header is just power delivery. You can Fantex makes a really small hub. It's about that size. It takes one output and gives you, I think, 6 PWM inputs. Obviously, that PWM is only one PWM signal for all 6 fans, but if you plug that into, say, your CPU fan header, those fans would be directly linked to your CPU temperature, and therefore that'd be fine. And it has a SATA power connector that you plug in on the other side, and that gives it all the power that it needs to run those fans. So yeah, check that out. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Fantex fan hub or something like that. Um, um, Gavin, I do play Siege, and I don't know. I tend to vary everyone quite a lot. I have most of them unlocked. I just unlocked Callie, the new sniper lady, which is pretty fun. But yeah, no one. Student, find me it. I think that's you, Chris. I think he wants you to find one. Ryzen used an old chair that he refurbed himself. Nice. That's cool. That's definitely the loving, caring option. Nice. That sounds right. Or is that their power hub? Because they do have a couple of different hubs, but it's the one that's literally that size. 8-way PWM fan splitter. Well, that's an XSPC one, but yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. I'm gonna be playing with the Index and see how that goes. I'm gonna be buying Boneworks, the new game from
what's their studio called? Brandon JLA's studio. Nope, can't remember. Just so yeah, that'll be interesting. And yeah, what content do I have coming out? I have no idea. Oh yes. Um. So. Uh. So tomorrow's video is about some RGB strips. It's the one that I teased last week. That's on the back of that monitor. That's now unplugged. Um. Then we have on Monday is a bit of an experiment. Um. It's not. It didn't turn out quite how I wanted it to, but it's a bit of a, let's say, challenge video. And then there is a product that is, I realized, has been on my wrist the whole time and is technically under NDA. Although I think they said they did launch it or announce it. Um, so yeah, it's a smartwatch. Should be interesting. And then there will be a stream next week, but I just really want to tease this. I bought Google Stadia the day that it launched. I pre-ordered it. I've had it since launch. I've been testing it, and I'm doing a Google Stadia 1 month later review. And this is possibly the most proud I've been of a review. Full stop. It is. It's pretty well detailed. Also has some well, as Dan knows, some lines that I quite like about it, are near to the end. But it's the first review that I've really kind of understood a structure for the content that I want to follow. And so yeah. I hope you guys like it. That will be out on not this Friday, but next Friday. So I'll talk about it next stream as well. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see that one. So yeah, big hype on that. So yeah, we have 3 minutes left. So anyone got any last minute tech questions while we're at it? I mean, fair play. Are you going, Spencer? Are you using uh are you using like, do you need a USB-C port? uh, you guys are funny. I haven't done a Jar Jar impression in ages, actually. Not business critical, but would like one for future availability. Yeah, fair play. Um, that's understandable, but I suppose if you have USB Type A's, you'll always have the ability to go A to C. But yeah, I suppose the only thing to mention is that a lot of the implementations with USB Type C, they're all they are all pretty limited. Most of them are USB 3.1 Gen 2, but some of them aren't. And also, basically, none of them have the power delivery rating, 100 watts, that USB C is capable of, or that the standard is capable of anyway. So, yeah, keep that in mind. It's even if you do get a USB C port on your motherboard specifically, you might not necessarily have a overly future-proof port. But I see what you mean. How many M.2s to have will use because the wait, what? How? Thank you. You're probably not actually watching on whatever, but thanks. Actually, it followed, so you might be watching on Twitch. Hello. How many M.2s to have will use, because if the board has two, then you may be able to get
M.2. Right. How many M.2s does he being Spencer have and or use? Yeah, in theory you could. Yeah. The only thing to remember there is that if you are using if you're using X470, it will be Gen 3 PCIe, whereas if you're using X570, you'll have Gen 4, which, if you're worried about future compatibility, could be a thing. Yeah, fair play. Right, that is it. The iPhone is now fixed, and that is the usual hour. I will be back, like I said, next week. So do stick around for that, or stay tuned. Check out the Discord for the link, or Twitter, or whatever. Hope you have a good week, and yeah, I'll catch you guys. Catch you guys next week. See ya. I'm gonna end on YouTube first this time, so Twitch can say hello. See ya.